Welcome all. With this session, we are going to see what is databases and in web and blocking mechanisms which are used for those web databases. Web databases does nothing but normal databases, but which should be stored in online servers. So when we deal with web databases, the main thing we should consider is concurrent transactions. The basic management techniques used to manage the issues taken place while doing concurrent transactions is blocking it and locking tables. So writing data in web databases or requires different techniques than reading data in web databases. So transactions and concurrency. We are going to see the definitions. Transactions means what? It is a group of SQL statements to achieve a single purpose. It is an important area of relational databases. When multiple users access a database system, some users are inserting, updating, or deleting data while others run queries. This is called concurrency works. Means touching the same table at the same time by more than one people. This is called concurrency. So doing concurrent transactions is the very big problem in web databases. So consider an example. Imagine there are two users wants to buy a same product which is the last one in that shop. They are trying to buy in online shopping. So user 1 and user 2. So first user 1 try to buy that product. So he added that product in his shopping cart. So while he is searching for his password, user 2 added the same product in his cart and he bought that product. So here the problem is when user 1 searching for the password, if he got the password after that, if he try to buy that product, by that time he will see the product is not available because that was the last product. So this is the problem. So only one product is available. User 1 enters that into the shopping cart, but he couldn't buy. Likewise, there are many problems out there in web databases. So now let's see some of the problems. Transactions and concurrency. The first problem is known as last update problem. Here, user A reads from the database recording value. User B reads the same value, then updates the value immediately. User A then updates the value. What will happen? It will get overwrite. So returned by the user B. This is called a last update problem. Next is dirty read problem. User A reads a value from the database, changes the value and writes it back to the database. User B then reads the value, changes the value and writes it back to the database. Now user A wants to do an undo process. What will happen? The undo will change or delete the update what was taken by user B, right? So this is called dirty read problem. Next is incorrect summary problem. Means one user updates values while another user reads and summarizes the same values. So what will happen? For example, if you are having a purchase bill or sales bill, you are doing an update in your system. You're having 10 products in your bill, consider that. So when you are updating 5 products, in between some other users are taking report from that table. What will happen? For 5 products, they will he or she will get an updated report, and for other 5 products he will get an not updated bill, so report. So this is the problem. This is called incorrect summary problem. So one user updates the values while another reads and summarizes the same value. Next, so for these kind of problems will be occur when you are doing concurrent transactions in web databases. To overcome that, how to come out from that, MySQL is having blocking mechanism. Not only MySQL, most of the database relational databases are having the lost have designed their own way to do the locking mechanism. So here MySQL is also doing the same thing. So locking for concurrency in MySQL. It is a simple scheme called locking actually. Two-phase locking solves the transaction problem. So like mentioned above, okay. So when and how to lock tables. Tables or locks are variables with a special property. With its default settings, each MySQL table has an associated lock variable. So, if a user sets the lock variable for a particular table, no other user can perform particular action on that table. There are two kinds of locks are available. One is read lock and another one is write lock. So, if anyone user locks his or her table, the other user cannot touch it through operations. Okay. Next, locking for concurrency in MySQL. The lock tables and unlock table statements in MySQL is work in a different way. There is no time limit for waiting for locks. So MySQL is designed to give writing priority over reading and starvation. This is an important keyword. Since MySQL have given higher priority to writing, if suppose a table is locked with read lock by a user and some other four users are also have locked that table, try to lock the table for reading a lock, they will be in queue. So one reading lock is there currently working and other fours are in queue. Now currently and write lock comes, what will happen since this is having the higher priority, all the read locks have to be paid, this write lock will get work. So this is the problem of starvation. So where a transaction never completes because it can't obtain the required logs. So all the read log will be wait. Since there is no time limit for waiting for logs. Okay. So low priority option can be prefixed before the write clause. So if you want to give high priority to read, you can set the low priority to write log also. Okay. So looking for current concurrency in MySQL, looking for performance. So we all know performance is the main thing when you are doing the programming of your queries too. So logging is primarily designed to ensure that concurrent transaction can execute safely. However, logging is also a useful performance tool to optimize the performance of a particular transaction. Consider an example, you're having a select query with group by, order by and having class. So obviously, this you're going to use it for retrieve a report. It is an important work. But when when your read lock is in queue, there may be chances for writing locks may come. So at this time, what you can do is you can set the select query with a write lock. How you can do this is you can lock the table with the read, but you can lock the report by write so that no other can touch this. Okay. Locking tables in web database applications. Here we are going to see these things. Locking method that don't work in web database applications. So here, since HTTP is having a statelessness, so we have to be very, very careful when we are doing a lock on table. Okay. So locking in a web database application should be avoided. Failing to issues and unlock tables, locking one or more tables during the first execution of a script, then querying or updating during a second or subsequent execution of the script. The locks should never be carried across several scripts or different execution of the same script. Locking with an auxiliary table. This is nothing like you are going to create a temporary table with the values what you need by copying the required values so that only the lock will be there for that particular part, not the whole table, so that others can access it without clashing your work. Table lock, table level locking paradigm in MySQL. So the table locking works particularly well in web database applications where typically in the following situations for delete and update operations or on specific rows. There are many more read operations than write operations. Operations require locks on whole table. For example, when you are doing group by operations or updates of set of rows and reading in most rows in a table. So different locking patterns are supported by MySQL. They are BDB, Barclay database, which is having a disk page level locking, InnoDB, which is having a row level locking, Gemini tables, which is having a row level and table level locking. Till now, we have seen only the positive side of the locking mechanism. It is having a negative sides too. So this is the drawbacks of row and page, or drawbacks of the row and page locking. One is it requires higher memory, and you have to manage that too. Then it may give a low performance in the process side. The slow locking for operations that requires lock on a whole table, such as group by operations. So for these questions have to be considered when you are using the locks. So that's all about the locking mechanism when you are using web databases. This is the reference I used. Thank you. Thank you all.